Hey, True Believers, England Teen here with another batch of new comic book reviews. Hey, what? How are you coming up with these? Because all the comic shops are closed. Well, you know what? I emptied out my my box, so I'm actually doing kind of older issues, but they were still on the shelf. I swear. Anyway, as always, we do a DC, a Marvel, an independent. Oh, and I do sometimes get what's called preview copies. And guess what came in, gang? Oh my gosh, it's the Batman Adventures Continue! Dun, dun, dun! And of course, the cover has to sort of play off that iconic opening, that iconic shot of Batman on the thing. Look, the Batman Adventures were really cool, but does that mean that's going to translate into comic book form? Let's find out. Written by Alan Burnett with Paul Dini and drawn by Ty Templeton, it does have the look and it really does have the feel of an old-time Batman cartoon. Where it stands as far as all of that's concerned, that's going to be up to you. To me, this is a very simple story. It's digital or straight to digital. A lot of these with the animation or the animated look are very simple. You know, it's like every page is just a couple of panels. Just a few. It's never really wordy, to tell you the truth. It's a really quick read. So if you could get it for the $1 or $2, that's fine. If they ever charge $3.99 for an issue, then it's kind of iffy. You know, it's I would definitely say, yikes, I don't know if it's worth it. But that's just me. Now, here's the thing. Quality-wise, is it worth it? Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. It's a very simple story, though. Batman runs across a robot he's got to stop. And then after the robot goes away, after getting what it wants, Bruce Wayne goes to a party and where he meets he meets Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor even brings up the whole bit about, well, I heard it was a robot that stole that technology from Wayne Enterprises. See, in our place, Superman would have handled it, you know. He even brings up, by the way, the Batman animated movie with the Joker and Lex Luthor taking on Superman and Batman. I thought that was kind of cool for them to just tie it all back to that. I thought that was an interesting little to-do. And, of course, we do see at the end who the real villain is. You know, hint, I just mentioned his name. Overall, though, I was entertained by it. I did enjoy it. Once again, the only thing that would keep me from this is price. But at $1 an issue or something like that, like a lot of these digital things are, I could see it be something, being something you should pick up and you probably enjoy. If you're a Batman fan, you definitely would. If not, I still think you get some fun out of it. The King of Nowhere. There was a lot of covers to this, and I was thinking, what the hell is making King of Nowhere from Boom Studios very special? Why does it need 95,000 comics? I mean, it's W. Maxwell Prince, Tyler Jenkins. These are not names that set the world on fire as far as comics are concerned. So why does this happen? But then again, it's the modern day where everything has 50,000 covers when it first comes out. But you know what? I picked it up. And I started reading, and I'm like, you know what? This is really cool. So this guy wakes up, and he's even talking about, well, okay, you know, I woke up in the woods again after a late-night bender, and he thinks he's hallucinating. He thinks he's dreaming, because the first thing he comes up is a half-man, half-deer driving a pickup truck or a Jeep here. That's the first thing he encounters. So it just keeps everything he sees and everything he's involved in just keeps up this whole I'm hallucinating, it's a drunk stupor and all that kind of stuff. That it just keeps perpetuating that particular feeling for him. And the further along in the story he goes, the more real it seems, even though he still believes, you know, he's hallucinating everything. And this works, I think, because we don't have any more information than he does. So we're taking along this journey. A lot of comic books make the mistake of giving us information that the character doesn't have. Therefore, we're waiting for them to catch up to us, and that it makes for a boring story. This, however, with every turn, it's like, well, there's something new. That's something interesting. We've never seen that before. Oh, okay, this is something. And that's what King of Nowhere does. It is so interesting. It's so different. I mean, we've seen this kind of thing before. It's basically Wizard of Oz, where he's going along, meeting different characters, going on different adventures and everything. But it's not just how it's about it or what it's about, it's how it's about it. And this is how it's about it. Darn pretty good. Thank you very much. You know, it's a fishman saying, well, in just a little bit, a guy with 6 arms is going to come and beat the teetotal hell out of me. And that does happen. You know, it's just a lot of interesting things. I'm on this journey. I want to see more of the King of Nowhere. I'm very happy that I picked this up because first time I looked at it, I was like, no, I'm going to pass. But then, what the hell? Let's give it a try. And I'm glad I did. Kiss Zombies, number 4. Okay, so this isn't Kiss Zombies and then Kiss Are Zombies. This is kind of like Scooby Apocalypse, but with Kiss, where Kiss wake up and it's like, holy Toledo, there's a zombie apocalypse. In this case, it's like, you know, years down the line. I love the covers to it, by the way. Kiss Comics usually do have some interesting comics, to say the least. And in this one, it's exactly, it's almost like what the title says is exactly what you get. Like if I say I'm going to make a zombie movie starring Kiss, I think you could pretty much write it yourself. You know, you pretty much understand what's going to happen. In this case, you do. You really do. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. As a matter of fact, it's a very entertaining thing. It's a decent, it's not a scary book. It's really kind of this, wow, that rocks sort of book. Is they're trying to get to, they're on a boat and then, or wait, no, they're in the bus and then they actually say we're going to go to the one place where rock and roll will never live, or it dies, it ruins and everything, and they end up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I think is awesome. You know, for as long as it took them to put Alice freaking Cooper with some of the people they put into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, how can they hold their heads up, right? Anyway, so Kiss is it's basically Kiss fighting zombies. I don't know what else I could say about the whole thing, because if you're not on board with the premise, you're not on board with the book. If you're on board with the premise, you're going to have a good time with the book. This is not rocket science. There's nothing deep here. There's nothing that you're going to read this and all of a sudden the secrets of life are going to pour out. It's Kiss versus zombies. I do like the fact, though, when they did get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that the Kiss Army is kind of zealots and they're into sacrifices and all that kind of crap. I thought that was an interesting little turn. Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown, number 2. There are some reviews, by the way, where I realize, okay, I set up 2 minutes, 3 minutes for these things. Oh, here's Twiddles, by the way. So I set up 2 or 3 minutes to do these reviews, and it's hard. It's hard to do. And this is going to be a hard review, because after I read the book, I went, wow, that sucked. And that's basically it. That's all I have to say about the book. It's just, wow, that sucked. So we have basically, that was Twiddles, flew onto the microphone. So basically, Black Cat steals something from Conan, and then Conan chases her to get it back, runs into her again, and then they end up doing this throughout the entire thing. So if you want, first of all, get Conan back to the time he's supposed to be in. Second of all, I don't need to see Conan be made a fool of by the Black Cat. You know, they do this all the time. Like if they need somebody to look tough, they have them kick the shit out of Wolverine, or over in DC, they'll have them beat up Batman to show how badass they are. But all it really ends up doing is showing how stupid your real character can be. In this case, it basically shows how stupid Conan can be. Now, granted, Scarlet Spider has super strength and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. The book sucks, gang. The book sucks, and yeah, that was Gail yelling at the bird. And there's not much else to say beyond that. It makes a mockery of it, and there's nothing. It's nothing going on. There's not. In all honesty, you could put anybody in Conan's place and still have the same story. You don't need Conan for this story. You really don't. And second of all, Conan is in modern day, and nobody's told him to put on a freaking pair of pants and a shirt. He's still walking. At least they make fun of that. Somebody's staring at the fact that he's wearing a little fur diaper, and they go, "Do you need to dry clean that?" At least somebody makes a mention of the fact that they're letting this guy walk around in a fur diaper. Put on a pair of pants. Put on a shirt if you're going to be in modern times. It looks freaking ridiculous. This whole fucking thing is ridiculous. I didn't curse there. Anyway, gang, those are the reviews, and as usual, I put the covers here in order from the ones that I like best to the one that I like the least. And I've got to say, King of Nowhere was the winner in this batch. That is something you should seek out. If you've been looking for some alternative to books that have just not been making you happy, check that one out. Batman Adventures is going to be good for any fan of Batman or Batman Adventures. Kiss Zombies, it's a lot of fun. It's exactly what it says. But by all means, avoid Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown. It is just a waste of time. Anyway, gang, that's my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe. Ring that notification bell if you haven't done it. Make sure that notifications are on for everything, Google and YouTube. If you like this video, by all means, click on one of the ones that are popping up right around you here. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.